Okay, thanks. Jeff, it's all yours.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so this is more of a FYI. So I'm on the multi-arch team in OpenShift, and Dylan and I have been working on optimizing Tecton and OpenShift pipelines to better enable, or really to simplify multi-arch build. So as a lot of you know, a task or a pipeline basically can execute one task per node, like you can assign a pod template to it. But what we're trying to do is figure out the best way to assign a single defined task to multiple nodes. So for in-cluster multi-arch build, say if you have an x86 and ARM node, I'd like to be able to just do one container build, define one container build, and basically delegate it to each architecture in the cluster, and then return and manifest list the result. So that's kind of essentially what we're going after here. The reason I brought it up on this call is because I think it would potentially help Konflux do multi-arch and cluster builds. So if there's any feedback or anything you guys had for this PR, just respond in the PR. So, but yeah, that was essentially it. Not really looking for help per se, but we do want to be sure that whatever we produce here is actually reusable by you guys if you need it. But yeah, that's it.
That's great. Thanks for sharing, Jeff.
Yep.
Barak, do you have anything to say about it with respect to multi-platform controller and future direction there?
So, well, I can comment on the PR as well. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. You know, if it ends up being too much noise, then I'll just comment in writing. But basically, the current plans for Conflux are, you know, the thing about this, like the text for the PR basically assumes a single cluster that has a diverse set of nodes to it. And given the platforms that Conflux currently runs on, that's not really where we're headed. Because we can't have one cluster with everything connected to it. So where we're heading is basically leveraging Kata containers and Kata peer pods to enable us to do cross cloud builds essentially. So you can have an AWS cluster, say, run run S390 builds in IBM Cloud. Having said that, we will probably configure things to allow us to eventually have label-based node selectors for node selection. So this does align with where we're heading, probably. And if not, maybe we'll also need to specify a runtime class for the pod. And again, this is something that does not seem to be in contrast to what this PR is doing.
Okay, good. Yeah. I didn't think you guys would be able to have all four architectures in one cluster. That's kind of a tall ask, right? But hopefully it'll simplify some other things for you. And any upstream user that wants to use Konflux just for, say, x86 and ARM, that's available on most clouds. So.
Yeah, thanks for this work. It is going to make some things simpler for us.
Yep, no problem. Thanks, guys. Go ahead, Adam.
Yes. So I separately met with Barak yesterday talking about what the sort of next iteration of multi-platform, multi-arch on Konflux, and we have a similar kind of effectively feature request in the shipwright community as well. And we're building on top of Tecton, so that PR would certainly help, I think, with the ultimate implementation. I'm currently iterating on a design where it's probably not going to be a requirement, but again, it may help some things in terms of matrixing things out.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So if you come across anything that we should do different or anything to help you, let me know, because it'd be awesome to get something out there that helps Konflux and shipwright, honestly.
Yep.
Cool. Appreciate it.
that gets us to the end of that point. The agenda is empty after this. Does anybody have anything else they want to add? Any announcements or anything before we close out?
I think maybe a worth quick announcement. It looks like the deadline for DevConf Brno CFPs was extended by a week. I only noticed that yesterday. So it was supposed to be last Sunday, but I think it's this Sunday now is the deadline.
Good to know. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to know whether everybody here is actually assigned to one or both of the announced lists, just to know if that's the best place to kind of send updates and things like that, or maybe we should have another place to send it.
I think for the community, I think we have one public mailing list, and then for Red Hat engineers, there's an announce list internally for announcing details about our internal production instances. Barak, to hopefully resolve ambiguity, I'll put a link to the community list in the notes, so it's there for posterity.
All right, thanks. I'm muting because there's a lot of noise over here. Sorry.
Noise cancellation is doing a good job. We hear only little bits of it, but you're in the middle of it. So that's it. Okay, if nothing else, I'm going to stop recording. We'll close out. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you.